Okay, just did the clouds observation in a previous video, so now this time it's for the trees from Globe Observer app. Trees, and you go through some steps. You have to make some choices. So here's what it says. Welcome to the Globe Observer Trees app. This tool assists citizen scientists, globe observers, to catalog tree data with an emphasis on measuring tree height. The data you will be collecting with this app are shared with public, government, and scientific research institutions and will contribute to a better understanding of tree height across our home planet. Your ground observations data will be combined with the satellite data from ICESat-2, the International Space Station's JEDI, and the G-Light, which is on board aircraft. Satellites and aircraft can only look down on the trees, so your ground observation giving the height measurement create a more accurate picture of the trees that are there now, and also can be used to track their growth over time. These are the instructions given in the app. Step 1 is to find a distance from the tree, and then step 3 is to count the number of paces to the tree. But I prefer to do that first. I start at the tree and count my number of paces away from it first, and then I do steps 2 and 4. At this step, you choose which system of measurement you want to use. I always use metric and then convert to the English system. The next step is to tell the system about your measurements, like your height. I'm 5'10", and I convert that to metric. It's 178 centimeters. Next is your step length, and I measured my own by taking 5 steps, measuring that, and then dividing by 5. And the number I got was within a centimeter of their estimate for my height, so I just went ahead with their estimate. Last measurement is the estimated height of your eyes. I used my height minus 4 inches or 10 centimeters to get a number, 168 centimeters. You only have to enter these measurements once. The app will record it. The next screen is for if you want more information. You can choose Do Not Show again and then go to the next step. At this point, I've got trees, new tree observation. All right, and then you agree to this statement. This agreement asks you not to violate anyone's property rights. I agree. It's got today's date and time. Next. Is there rain or snow? No. Is there standing water? Yes. We just had a storm actually today and the clouds are just clearing. And yes, it's muddy. There's no dry ground except the sidewalks. There's leaves on this tree I'm going to measure. And is it raining or snowing? No. All right, next. All right, to measure the height of the tree, I'm going to go next, measure your tree. No, the steps it has you do is to estimate the distance you are from the tree and then pace it off later. But I like to measure it first. I'm going to pace it off. So I'm going to measure this tree, estimate its height. I'm going to stand at its base and step out so many paces. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25. I like to get a nice distance away from the tree. That way it's easier to see the whole tree. And one of the steps is you have to get the whole tree in the picture. So, all right, so I'm going to measure the tree. Now, the way you start off is it gives you a view of what's through the camera, and there's a dotted line here. You want to, the first thing you're going to do is measure the base of the tree. So I put the dotted line on the base. I touch anywhere on the screen, and it takes the picture. Now I have a chance to try again or continue with that measuring. So go on to the next step, which is to measure the top. Now I want to hold this camera at eye level. That's one of the measurements you put in at the beginning, is your eye level. So you just want to go on to the next step to measure the height. You don't want to move the camera toward the top. You want to just rotate it. So that way the phone is at the same height. All right, so I put the line, it's a dotted black line this time. I put it on the top of the tree and touch the frame. And now I can try again or continue on to the next step, which is to photograph the whole tree. So I'm going to photograph the whole tree. And can just tap anywhere on the screen. And now the next step is to tell it how many steps from the tree you are, but it has you walk toward the tree in the instructions, but I prefer to walk away from the tree first to measure my steps. So I already know I took 25 steps from the tree, and now it's going to come out with my latitude and longitude, and there's the map, and this is my position. And now I have the option of measuring the circumference of the tree at like armpit height. So I'll do that next. To measure the circumference of the tree, go 135 centimeters from the base, which is equivalent to 53 inches. So that's right to here. And I'm going to measure around the tree from at this point. Okay, so what I have for measuring the circumference of the tree is this string and a push pin. So I'm going to push this in here and stick it into the bark at the proper height. And then I'll take this around the tree. Try to stay at the same height all the way around until I get back to where I started. All right, so there, mark that off. And I've got a ruler here, which is about 12 inches, but I've cut it short, so it's 30 centimeters. I'll go centimeters. So that's 30. $60, $90, $120, $150, $180, $210, and 10 more. So that's 220 centimeters. Okay, so here's, I need tape measure to make this calculation. Okay, tree circumference, 220 centimeters. Okay. Okay, I've entered the circumference, 220 centimeters. Next thing is you can optionally put in the genus and species if you know what it is. If you can identify trees, you can put that information in. I've identified this using another app that you can get on your smartphone. So it is an oak. Genus is Quercus, which is Q-U-E-R-C-U-S, Quercus. And the species, okay, that's the common name, home. The species name is Ilex. Ilex, Quercus ilex. Okay, source of the genus and species identified via an app. Yes, I did. And then identified by an app. So it's Quercus ilex. The common name is holm oak. Okay, and I entered the circumference already. 220. All right, so now I can go finish. And it's giving me the complete stats for this. These are my estimated camera height, stride length, number of steps, 25. Distance to the tree was about 18.38 meters. The calculated height, 16.22 meters or 53 feet. So let me take a look back and see if that sounds right. So I put in the circumference, genus, species. There you go. So the estimate I got for the height of this tree was 16.22 meters or 53 feet 3 inches. So that does look reasonable. Here's how high it is. Here's the base. All right, so I can now report the data. Here's the data, any comments I want to make, and then finish. All right, now I can send all the tree data. And I had a cloud observation earlier today, so that's going as well. All right, so that's how it works. So I'm going to see today's tree height measurements. And this will show not just my measurements, but anybody in the country for today. And look at all those pictures. So that's how it works. Thanks for watching. Now be sure to like and subscribe.